What is everybody? Oh my God, I got papers everywhere. Come on in. I have no idea what's going on, but kind of do. Well, first of all,
turn left to stay on West Ternero Street. Then your
I feel like we're in a
all right. Got
scary movie.
And Tommaso's coming up.
All right. So again, welcome back. The FBI and the sheriff's department has completely collided. So what? Yes. A couple different things. You know, I still question this whole backpack and that they're able to say that it's this specific brand of a backpack. I'm telling you guys right now, show me where you can see that label that's at the top of that backpack. Please send it to my email. Show me where you can zoom in and see that has that Ozark thing on the top of the backpack. I just don't see it. Anyways, after they put the tent up, take it down over there at Nancy's, then a little bit later, Brennan comes out and says, hey, yeah, there's an official report that it's 5'9" to 5'10" that the FBI are saying is how, tall. And I was like, oh, that was after they put the tent up to be right by the nest where the nest camera was to do whatever over there, that they want to come out and say 5'9", 5'10". Interesting. So I'm trying to get clarification here on what was inside the house. They were saying a glove, but which house was there a glove allegedly inside of that the sheriff took custody of, sent it to a lab in Florida or is going to, and the FBI is like, no, we need that glove. We want that glove. Again, this is taking complete lefts and rights. And what do you mean there was a glove there? Or was there a pair of gloves? Because again, why would you be taking off gloves? I mean, what's going on? So we're going to come back to JLR here. He is boots on the ground, and I think he went back over to Annie's house. Actually, we're gonna
they got lights.
We're gonna say right here
for a second, on the house. Actually. Like we're watching you. The media is like mainstream media. We got 24-hour surveillance on this house. The media. No wonder no one's living here. Would you live here if you got this? Would you live here? Would you live here? This is crazy. Oh my goodness. This is wow. They're like, why? Are they supposed to be victims, right? Are you supposed to do this to victims?
Spotlight. I mean, what's
it's just crazy. Think
right? This is nuts. This is nuts.
Look at the bugs. See a bunch of bugs. Look, the bugs.
Thank you so much. Just reporting. 5 Truth and Transparency memberships. Appreciate you.
Crazy.
If you turn green, there you go. That's why. Okay. So, I mean, I just think this is crazy.
Flashed.
I think it's crazy. Hang on. I mean, nobody's technically, I don't think, inside the house, but I want to know, what's it for?
Are you the one that was following me?
Are you?
We're following me.
Are you?
Was following me. What's your name?
You have no tail lights.
I don't. Well, it's a rental car.
Yeah.
You have no tail lights. Well, it's a rental car.
I mean, there's brake lights, but there's no tail lights.
Oh, Frank.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What brings you up here?
Okay.
Trying to figure out what the heck is going on with this case.
Are you live streaming?
Yeah.
Where are you at?
Behind Green Eyes.
Behind Green Eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
This case has just been so weird from the beginning.
Tell me about it.
What the heck?
We're gonna come right back to that.
Oh.
So after the neighbors put stuff out. Cars came to the house. Okay, then this guy got in front of the camera, and I was like, "What is he doing?" And then
Thanks,
J-
brother. Thank you. You guys be safe.
here, now listen up. Oh,
Yummy.
he's eating again.
Doesn't look good for Sheriff Nanos.
Okay, here we go. Listen to this.
Now the news reports are coming out, and it doesn't look good for Sheriff Nanos. It doesn't. It looks like he's withholding stuff from the FBI, and there was a key piece of evidence found in the house, a glove, or some indoor somewhere. I don't know if it's Nancy's home or if it's the other home, Tommaso and Annie's, but a glove, and instead of giving it to the FBI, he takes it to a private lab.
Okay, so I have to stop right here. You guys know how much I give like a lot of grief to Coffin Dapper, okay? Well, I will say that she comes out and she makes a post on X. I'm trying to say X instead of Twitter, okay? And I was like, "Oh, this is interesting." And she talks about, she's like, "Who are these people that are basically talking to like who are these federal agents talking to the media? Since when are we doing this? What's going on? Like this isn't something that this isn't our practice." And you know, she's like, this can get you like your like hi, you're done. You know, if we catch you doing this. But breaking DNA and a glove was found inside of Nancy Guthrie's home 1 hour ago. This is the report. The FBI says that the Pima County Sheriff is blocking key evidence from investigators. And I'm over here like, what? Like, what do you mean blocking key evidence? Okay.
I want to start with a little breaking news. A high-level source in the FBI has just confirmed to me that the Pima County Sheriff's Department.
A high-level source in the FBI. You guys, like, what do you mean a high-level source in the FBI is saying this? Okay, like what's going on, right? What is somebody, a high-level source in the FBI, even speaking on? I'm just, it's the same thing that I said when Banfield got her information. It's like, and she was talking about it was a high up person, okay? And it's like, what's going on?
Has blocked key evidence to the FBI. We're talking about a glove found inside Nancy Guthrie's house along with some DNA. The FBI wanted that evidence so they could take it, analyze it themselves, send it to Quantico to get some faster return. The Sheriff's Department decided to keep that evidence and send it to a private analyst firm in Florida. So clearly that is not going to help the relationship here between the FBI and the Pima County Sheriff, which we know in the early going has been tense at best. You talked about this 2 mile radius. We're talking video, right? Not only.
Okay, so then I said, okay, it's a private lab in Florida. So I said, okay, well, let's see. I mean, then next here, then JLR says the sheriff's never been into the home. He's never been to the crime scene.
Why don't you get, now the FBI has to get it back, and they have to do their own analysis, which they say takes time, crucial time. Sheriff Nanos was reluctant to even cooperate or even want the FBI out there. Thanks, guys.
Thank
Nice
you.
meeting you. Yeah, you too. It's crazy. Like, why isn't there cooperation between Nanos and the FBI? Why did he do this? Again, Nanos never visited this crime scene.
Now, I don't know if that's true or not. He's saying that Nanos has never visited the crime scene. You know, I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know where he's getting that information from. Now, 22 minutes ago, Brian Etten puts in quotes, "It's insane." Okay. That is how an FBI source summarizes the Pima County Sheriff withholding evidence from the FBI, according to at News Nation Libby Dean. And I'm over here like, what? Do you understand the FBI has to be called in? So he clearly called the FBI in.
He never came. Find a picture of Nanos here. There's none. He never even came. How is that even possible, folks? Literally. It's scary. It's scary, you know? Nancy deserves better.
Nancy does
Get
deserve better.
coordination, get the FBI in here at first, all partnering agencies working together.
So when Brian Etten goes ham on
Share with
Twitter,
the FBI and you're with.
so then 42 minutes ago, the Pima County Sheriff is blocking FBI from accessing key evidence in the Nancy Guthrie investigation, hampering the Bureau's ability to assist in the case, an FBI official tells at News Nation. The Pima County Sheriff is blocking FBI access to key evidence in the investigation into Nancy Guthrie, according to... Do you understand? He has posted, 1 hour ago, that same message. Then 15 minutes after that, the same message, basically. And then 20 minutes after that, the same message. What's going on? You know? And then 3 hours ago, new suspect description from the FBI. The new suspect is described as a male, approximately 5'9" to 5'10", with an average build. I'm telling you guys, in the video, he is wearing a black 25-liter Ozark Trail hiker pack. Show me where you see that logo on the back. The reward now is up to $100,000. And I'm just like, who are these FBI sources? Again, remember, it was News Nation with Ashley Banfield coming out and saying that, and talking about the crime scene, talking about smashed cameras. Okay. And now here it is, like Brian Etten, News Nation, talking about FBI sources saying that evidence is being withheld. I just think it's bizarre.
So I 100% do not believe Tommaso is that person in that pic.
Right.
Or in that video.
Luis Javier says the sheriff is an elected official, so he needs to justify his nomination. Right? If he wants to act like a big dog. Just, I mean, he's supposed to be, working in tandem with the freaking FBI, but seems like he's more or less fighting them on every turn,
No, that was actually from a different case.
Hi, I'm not Yoder. Sorry.
I hate this case so much already.
For live streaming, but I have StreamYard and it sucks.
We don't know if Savannah hired her own private investigator. I mean, I'm
all right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to sign off for the night.
Oh, right, JLR. We understand.
We'll see what happens out front here. Annie Tommaso's home, Nancy home, whatever. I got to return my rental vehicle. We'll come back. There's nothing really going on here, so we covered a lot today.
I mean, he's been all over, guys.
This is not done, folks. This is not.
He's got to go return that rental. I don't know why he's returning a rental only to pick up another one. I don't know what's going on, JLR. Someone needs to work on your logistics.
We are praying that Nancy
he just gets me going.
Safe. We're praying for all the law enforcement. We knock Nanos. We want Nanos to do his job. Deputies out there, and I can say the deputy.
Maybe they're saying that on purpose to put pressure on him, just so they can make it a federal case. I don't know, but so I'm gonna go listen to a couple other things. It is only 7:47 where this is at, but hang tight here. Take a listen to. Let's give JLR a rest. I mean, he's. Let's see. Okay. How did I just run that thing all the way down? Let's see here. This guy has been cleared, by the way. Here you go.
Into it and are trying to figure out the timing.
They're saying that this guy has been cleared. And then now reports are saying that he's not the guy with the backpack that's,
have a forensic height camera involved on the scene at Nancy's house. That's used to measure somebody's height from a video or photo. Pima County Sheriff, meantime, includes cars or vehicle traffic, pedestrians, or anything. They say it was shot at 1:52 in the morning, about 5 miles from Nancy's home. Back now to senior national correspondent Brian Enton.
So they found him and questioned him, and people are saying he's clear. People are saying he's not cleared. I mean, I just think everybody is full of fucking shit. That's what I think.
Live once again in Tucson.
They need to report
with
something,
this
right?
and more.
They have
What are you following,
bosses.
Brian?
Yeah, I want to take a look at that new video that's been obtained again from a Ring camera, because this is new and it's interesting when you really look at it closely. It's from about 5 miles away from Nancy Guthrie's house, and you see a man there. He's got a backpack on. Remember, the guy who came to Nancy's house had a backpack on. His face is not covered, and we blurred the face because police haven't said that this person is involved at all. But we know that the sheriff's office has the video and is looking into the video. But you see him go up to a gate. It looks suspicious. He kind of goes near a trash can, is looking around, and then walks away.
And then just
but
decides,
this is
never mind.
5 miles away again from Nancy's house, and it's shot around the same time, at least according to the timestamps and what we're hearing, as when the Ring camera was first disabled here at Nancy Guthrie's house. So it's hard to imagine that this person would be able to make it from 5 miles away over to here to Nancy's house.
And then and then TMZ wants to break the news that, oh guys, guess what? That was really at 2:12. Trying to say that this guy could have made it. I mean, it's been absolutely, it's nothing but an agenda push. I don't know what these people are doing. Okay. It's an absolute mess, but I believe it's a mess because everything always, the cream will always rise to the top. The truth will always come out, whether it comes out right in the beginning, whether it comes out in the middle, and regardless, whether it comes out 30 years later. Okay. Yeah.
But at the same time, Connell, we know that investigators are looking into it and are trying to figure out the timing of it all. Also, today, there was a tent that was put up outside Nancy Guthrie's front door. This happened a couple of hours ago. There was equipment brought in where they were taking photographs inside the tent. And remember, that's right where the blood was found. When we went up there a couple days after all this started, this tent was put around where the blood was. But what they also had was, and you mentioned it, it's called a forensic height board. We saw them going in with the forensic height board that they were carrying.
What did I say? Hot damn. I said, you know what I think that they're doing? I think they're going to be working on that height.
And they use that, we're told, to figure out how tall the suspect is. They go back and they look at the surveillance photos and video, and they compare it with the forensic
Lana.
It's a kite board, and you're going to see here, he's carrying it right there. We zoomed in. That's the forensic kite board. Hopefully.
Wow.
To figure out how tall this person is, then they can put that out, which would obviously help narrow down.
Perfect. Let me ask you guys a question. I said it earlier. I'll say it again. Okay. You can't see this person's face. Okay. Great. Awesome. We're going to have some height, 5'9" to 5'10". Okay. Awesome. How about this? I know for a fact that those cameras have audio. Okay. Is there any audio? Is there any audio? Because you're going to be able to tell somebody's voice. Play the audio. Let's hear the person's voice.
It is with all of the leads coming in, Connell.
All right, I want to bring in Sheriff Mark Daniels on this, Brian. You stay with us as well. He's Cochise County.
Traditional policing that has come straight from your communities, where the citizens are giving us tips, working with us side by side. That's a huge plus. And then you look at the technological side of this, where you're bringing in the boards, you're bringing in the forensic, all the things you see working together with a collective effort of all. This case is in the right direction. It truly is, in the fact that everybody's doing the right thing to solve this and bring some justice to the Guthrie family.
I wanted to ask.
Okay, literally 3:05 p.m. today. 3:05 p.m. So like that's our time, my time, 5:05 p.m. Okay. I shit you not. Within 2 hours of that, right there, that statement that this is headed in the right direction. Like News Nation, this is their interview.
Ask, and Brian, could you hop back with us for a moment? The sheriff a question, because earlier, I think it was a couple of hours ago, when you and I were speaking, you mentioned some questions were being brought up about like who's in charge, right? I know, Sheriff Daniels with Cochise County, not Pima County, but what was going on with that earlier, so I can run it by the sheriff?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we've spoken with people who are specifically part of the investigation, because I've been asking the question for a week now. Who is in charge? Is the sheriff in charge? Because he hasn't done any press conferences anymore. We haven't seen him in days. Or has the FBI taken...
Where do we see you asking any of these questions, though? How come we never see Brian Enton going up and asking people questions? You know what I mean? Where is that? Where can I find Brian Enton going up to people and asking people questions? That he is questioning? Like, where is he ever, seen talking to anybody, or is he using his telephone? Does he have contacts that he's calling? Where is he getting his information from?
Over, and the sheriff wouldn't answer the question at the last press conference, but the new item here is we have heard from investigators working the case that even they don't know who's in charge. They can't say.
Get the fuck out of here. Do you understand? Now, do you see why? Where's the camera footage of that? He's not there by himself. He's there. He has people there with him.
Whether the sheriff or the FBI is in charge, and they're actually working the investigation.
That's interesting. All right, Brian, you got to go do some reporting.
Okay, I'm going to write JLR. I'm going to say, look, can you just put a camera on Brian Enton for like a 24-hour period? I just want to see where we can get evidence of, because remember I've been saying, hey, go down to the sheriff's office, like go down there, see who's coming out, going in and going out. Like pay attention to see who's coming in and going out. Like pay attention to it. You'll be able to like seriously take a shit. I feel like sending him a camera, set up your tripod there, and that way I'll run that feed and you run the feeds wherever you're running around. But I want to see who's coming in and out of the sheriff's department. Okay. If you're allowed to do that, right? They have cameras right out here on a public street running 24/7. Like I want to see, because I would think that you would need to go to the sheriff's department, or you can call. We were call and be like, hey, we're just wondering, hey, who's in charge here? Like, who's in charge of the Nancy Guthrie case? I mean, what? Nobody, they're saying that they don't know what. And then you're going to tell me that investigators you've talked to say that we're working this case and we don't even know who's in charge. Who the fuck would say that? That's absurd. I wonder if Savannah Guthrie is over here thinking to herself, now I get it. Now I see what the media is like.
Go ahead and do that. We'll talk to you later. But I wanted to run that by you, Sheriff Daniels. Again, you know the area, you know how investigations work. I'm sure you've worked with federal investigators before. What would you say about how this has been all going and who's running it?
Well, the recipe of success always comes when we work together, state, local, and federal. We've talked about many incidents here on the border directly and criminal investigations. In this case, there is no who's in charge thought, because they're working hand in hand. I have heard nothing. We've talked to the FBI. We've done some support assist on this investigation. We talked to the sheriff's office. So we're working with them based on the needs and follow up on those tips that we're getting so much of, thousands of them that are going into Pima County Sheriff's Office and the FBI. So it's not who's in charge. It's
You guys, what tips are people possibly calling in? What tips? What tips? What tips are people possibly calling in? Think about it. You people need to stop. You people need to stop using these tip lines. What the fuck do I know? You know? I mean, what do you... It's... How can there be this many tips? How can there be 18,000? How can there be... For what are you people turning in? What are you people turning in? What are you turning in?
as long as they're working together,
Unbelievable, man.
Will be successful at the end, because we're going to bring justice to this case.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation app right.
So literally 2 hours after this is like, yeah, I think everything's like, we're heading in the right direction, right? Literally. I just told you guys, Brian Etten blasts this out about here's the situation that we're in. The situation that we're in is, well, the Pima County Sheriff's is blocking FBI access to key evidence in the investigation of Nancy Guthrie. Literally an hour after that. An hour after this. And then the Pima County Sheriff is blocking FBI. And then literally an hour after he posts that, then he posts again and writes at the, or I'm sorry, not even like 15 minutes, you know, that, hey, you guys are blocking, literally 3 posts, like I just told you, all within 40 minutes of each other. Like, boom, boom, boom. It's like, wow. So let's go over here to, let's see. Okay.
That the locals aren't playing well with the feds, and that's what.
You guys
Go
look
to
at
Brian
this.
Etten and get the latest information on new appeals from the authorities and some new stink, which I'll ask you to address first. That the locals aren't playing well with the feds, and that.
Okay, do you guys see how it's still light outside? All right, it's still light outside. This is important. At what was that last time? 3:04, 4:04, whatever time it was. Not that much time could have passed because it's not dark. Okay, it gets dark there early. This is what is being said. Literally just right after that news with that sheriff that, you know, working with this sheriff.
That's what has been making this such a constipated process. What do we know?
Yeah, I've been hearing that narrative for days, Chris, from investigators here on the ground. Even today, I am told that investigators who are working the case, who are actively working the case, have no idea who is in charge. They don't know if the sheriff is in charge or if whether the FBI is in charge. And now this Reuters report just came out, and they are claiming that the local sheriff
Okay, hang tight.
is withholding key evidence from the FBI, and that there was a glove that was found inside Nancy Guthrie's home that the FBI asked to test them in the glove to Quantico. And Reuters is reporting that instead the sheriff went behind their back and sent the glove to a private.
Okay, so I have a question. Why is he reporting what Reuters is reporting? Okay. Think about this. Think about this. I was begging people to look into the fact that, hello, why doesn't anybody want to talk about the search warrant and what's in it? Like, they should probably want to see what, like, no, we got to hush all that stuff up, right? Well, here, I was willing to give the material. Like, here, I'll give you the piece of papers. I have them all. Here's what was taken. Okay. They went and got this dude's DNA. They went and got this kid's prints off of what? How are they able to obtain probable? We need your DNA. We need your prints off of somebody calling in and say, I think it's my baby daddy, or I think it's my what? Off of a tip that's called in some crazy shit, you know?
Lab in Florida.
I get like usually tips like that. You interview a person, you don't drag them in and start, or I shouldn't say drag. You're not following everybody around that you're getting these 18,000 tips on. Okay. And then pulling out your guns when they pull over to say, hey, why are you following me? Okay. So here, Brian Etten wants to report on a report. Why? Because of the narrative. So if I was to put out there something that they would like, oh yeah, how do we know that Brian Etten didn't give this rotor person? How do we not know that this rotors isn't actually Brian Etten's? That rotor's source is Brian Etten.
So that is brand new. And again, the sense on the ground is that
usually what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to have two independent sources, okay, in order to report on something. That's the way you're supposed to do stuff, right? That's not what's happening here. Okay. Brian is trustworthy. That has nothing to do with anything. This has to do with he's reading out to the masses what Reuters is reporting. He's a YouTuber. That's what a YouTuber does. That's YouTubing right there. You're supposed to go and get two independent sources to verify that. Okay. Why do I hate him? Are you kidding me? I'm teaching you something. Get that person on chat. If Brian Etten is there getting the scoop, then why doesn't Brian Etten have the scoop? Why is he reading off what Reuters is saying? You're not getting it. That's not my point. Thank you. Somebody inform. The point is that the media, which he claims that he is, he's got credentials, right? You're supposed to have two independent sources to be able to come out and verify something. That's not what happened here. What happened here is no different than me saying, hey, I'm just telling you that this is what this person said. But it's getting passed out to the masses. All this unvetted shit. And this is dangerous.
there has been the sheriff went
because
behind their
this
back.
news is dividing. When you guys want to talk about law enforcement, hey, why are people hating on law enforcement? That's what this is happening right here. They're dividing. They're dividing the FBI and the sheriff's department. They're dividing local, state, and federal stuff right here. People want to say, "Oh, Lana, you always hate on the police." What do you fucking think this is right here? This is manipulation to control and divide and conquer.
And sent the glove to a private lab in Florida. So that is brand new. And again, the sense on the ground is that there has been issues between the sheriff and the FBI. Didn't call the FBI in earlier. This has been an ongoing issue. I want to give you the description again, though, because this is important and this is new. The description of the suspect, the Nancy.
You already spent one of those things doing that. This is about what your title live is, or whatever you want to call it. This is about, it says Sheriff and Guthrie case is withholding key evidence from FBI. And where's this report?
Working the case have no idea who is in charge. They don't know if the sheriff is in charge.
Who's saying that? Who's saying that?
Or whether the FBI is in charge. And now this Reuters report just came out.
Okay, where's that
they are
at?
Claiming that.
Where can I find this Reuters report?
The local sheriff is withholding key evidence from the FBI, and that there was a glove that was found inside Nancy Guthrie's
Now
home.
this is O.J. Simpson case. Now there's a glove that was found there. You guys, this is absolutely absurd. This is crazy.
Home that the FBI asked to test themselves. They wanted to send the glove to Quantico, and Reuters is reporting that instead the sheriff went behind their back and sent the glove to a private lab in Florida. So that is brand new. And again, the sense on the ground is that there has been issues between the sheriff and the FBI.
We have gloves all over the place.
This has been an ongoing issue. I want to give you the description again, though, because this is important and this is new.
Why aren't they putting, okay, normally what they do is they'll put up somebody's like, where can I find this blurb? Where can I find where Reuters or whoever this is? You know, Reuters, what is this Reuters report? Where is this? Why wouldn't this be posted and saying like, here, this is where I found this? Okay. This is wild to me. But people that would be listening to this, okay, like we know what he's trying to say. We get what he's doing. But everybody that would be listening to this, they're going to be like, who? What? This is like the JFK, the Reuter, the Reuter film. I want them to put up whatever they're showing. Like, show the article. Show wherever you're getting what you're getting. 1 hour ago. 2 hours ago. Exclusive. This is what they're calling it, an exclusive. This is by Jane Winter. I mean, wouldn't she be saying her name? Hey, Jane Winter did this. Well, I want to know who Jane Winter is. I would love to have her on the show. I would love to hear what's going on here. Exclusive. Why isn't he called Jane Winter? Exclusive. Arizona sheriff blocks FBI access to evidence in Nancy Guthrie abduction. Source says, well, again, we can just, out of Washington, February 12th, an Arizona sheriff is blocking FBI. So this person is reporting from Washington? Well, that's what it says. They're reporting from Washington. So out of Washington, okay? An Arizona sheriff is blocking FBI access to key evidence in the investigation into the abduction of U.S. television journalist Savannah Guthrie's mother, impairing its ability to assist in the probe. A U.S. law enforcement official with knowledge of the case told Reuters on Thursday. I mean, what? And then, you guys, I told you earlier, I was like, you guys know how I feel about Jennifer Coffenaffer, just like wild as hell, right? Well, she comes out about an hour ago and is losing her shit. And I'm wondering, like, why is she losing her shit? Well, she's losing her shit because she's like, what are these people? What do you mean somebody's talking like this? And I think it has to do with this. Reuters, everybody's on roids. The FBI has asked the Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos for physical evidence in the case, including a glove, and so it's separately. So it's not like the DNA is on the glove. So it's a glove and DNA from the home of 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie to be processed at the FBI's National Crime Laboratory in Quantico, Virginia. But Nanos has insisted instead on using a private lab in Florida, the official said. So again, this is outsourcing forensic analysis to a Florida contractor, effectively denying the access of the Federal Bureau of Investigation to crucial evidence in the case. Well, when did he send it? You know what I mean? I would love to get more information on that, which is delaying the FBI ability to assist in the case, according to the official. Well, what this kind of is making it seem like is, hey, to the Guthries, we can't say that this is on us, because I'm sure Nancy and her family are like, or I'm sorry, Savannah and her family are like, what the hell? You guys are the FBI. First of all, you detained some dude down in Rico Suave land down there. And now, I mean, you guys are all over the place. Now you're going after some homeless man with 2 book bags. What's going on here? And now you have to start putting out reports like this to say, it ain't us. Now you're going to point fingers in law enforcement. Awesome. I think it's wild. So what I see here is, you want to talk about, that's all we've been hearing about, law enforcement, this, they're all bungling the job. So this is what the media does, because this is how the media gets answers. We're going to say stuff. We're going to put our pressure on by, dude, you know how many reports were in the Idaho 4 case that were so ridiculously wrong in the beginning? Oh, a shit ton. And by who? By who? But it forced these people to do what? Oh, we got to speak out to correct the record. This is a tactic. This is a media tactic. But I'll tell you what, it puts so much misinformation out.
The description of the suspect, the Nancy Guthrie suspect, approximately 5'9" to 5'10" tall with an average build. He's wearing a black 25-liter Ozark Trail Hiker backpack.
You guys, me and Bella we will die on this hill. You show me with that backpack that you can see in any piece of any video that they've provided to us, to the public, where you could see a logo. Okay. Where is the logo on that backpack to say that it is the backpack that they're trying to put out there? Okay. That it's this Walmart $12 piece of shit book bag. Okay.
And the hope is that someone will recognize some of this information, reward now up to $100,000. What's interesting also, Chris, is they have sent out a neighborhood alert through an app, the sheriff's office did, a 2-mile radius all around where I'm standing right now, outside Nancy's home, asking anyone with video going all the way back to January 1st, so long before Nancy went missing. They're asking.
Well, good luck. Usually cameras get written over like within the 30 days, but I'm sure Costco can help you out there. If you know, you know. Just isn't that crazy how Costco and all those businesses were just waiting to turn over that surveillance footage in the Brian Colbert case that was way past the 30 days when they were supposedly, onto that. Just the damnedest things happen,
For anyone with any video of anyone who looks suspicious, a suspicious vehicle, to send it into the sheriff's office. And that other video that you showed at the top from the same night Nancy went missing, about 5 miles away, the video of the other guy with the backpack. I've been skeptical of that video all along because it's around the same time that Nancy went missing. And the fact that he could be there and then 5 miles away suddenly be here didn't make sense. NBC News now reporting, according to law enforcement sources they have, that video, that they've cleared that guy, that he's not a part of the equation anymore, Chris.
Do you think law enforcement's out here saying that they're clearing people? You guys, the sheriff, the last time he spoke, he was saying clearing. Also, TMZ, who's the official FBI spokesperson now, they reported that time that we've all thought was 148, the first sighting of this guy. Nope, it's really at 212. But somehow the 148 exists and there was a disconnect. But what we get to see that guy doing, he was doing that at 212. Okay. Just so that TMZ could come out and say, yeah, so this guy could make it and get over there and be on that camera by 212 because this was at 153. And I'm like, you've got to be literally kidding me right now. Like, we are seriously watching people push narratives. And all I'm doing over here is recording it all happening and commenting on people pushing narratives. Because everybody has a different agenda. Depending on who you watch, that's the version that you're going to get. That's why independent journalism is fucking amazing. Okay? Because I'm not owned by anybody. And it was funny when Ashley Banfield just recently said, she went independent and now she's just doing her podcast because she wants to work for she's like, I want to work for you guys. And I'm thinking to myself, and then in 5 seconds, I see an ad that she personally did. She's like, hey guys, come and eat this, chef cuisine, whatever they cook for you and blah, blah, blah. Okay. And I'm just like, I get it. I don't think that she even needs to have advertisers. She's going to be fine. She's going to be fine. Just fuck the advertisers. You're going to be fine. But YouTube advertises enough for you, but hey, to each their own, but I'm over here just like reporting on what the different people are reporting on, right? And here it's like I'm over here saying you cannot believe this shit because they're supposed to be, and everything nowadays. Why does everything have to be independent? Why does everything have to be I got a source. Nobody can just go and like ask these people like simple questions just so that there's not confusion. Or NBC said this. This is what NBC is reporting. Did you talk to anybody from NBC? Is this what anybody of your people said? No? I mean, I'll stand here and I'll wait for everybody to leave for work. Who talked to NBC today? I'm just curious. Any of you guys talked to NBC today? Any of you guys talked to CBS today? Any of you guys talked to Fox?
They got two things, and I appreciate that. Thank you for bringing us up to date on all of it. Two, one is they know what kind of backpack it is. And there are a million different types of backpacks. This one's fairly specific, so you know what they're doing. They're scrubbing sales of that backpack in that area and cross-referencing it in terms of when they were purchased.
I mean, think about that right there. If you bought a backpack from Walmart, okay? Now you become a suspect in this day and age.
That's actually a more important piece of information than the layman would think. The second thing is his gait. The video when he is walking around and picking up that piece of brush, you get.
I mean, the next thing that we're going to have people starting to comment on is that back. I'm going to ask ChatGPT. Does that backpack look like it's newer or older? This is crazy.
Telltale signs of how this man moves, which people should review again and see if there's anybody they.
Why isn't anybody asking them to? Hey, can we get the audio? Is there any audio? Can you release some audio? Nobody's gonna know who that is. How about we might be able to tell the voice though? God, why would we ever do such a thing like that?
Not this part, but when he turns around now, I'm showing the video for them that you've seen a million times. When he turns around from there, right? He's awkwardly using his hand to block the camera.
Right there.
Where he's doing. This guy's an ass clown, right?
Where?
But when he walks
this guy's
away,
an ass clown. This guy has avoided this guy, and this is what they're going to try to say. Oh yeah, the only reason he got away is because the sheriff fumbled this whole thing. This isn't some mastermind. Bullshit. 12 days. You got every resource available everywhere. Okay, and all the AI and all the technology. Kiss my ass. This guy ain't no ass clown. Okay. I mean, he's an ass clown because he's a piece of shit. But I would never say he's an ass clown. I would say he's human garbage, like I've been saying. But he's avoided every media outlet is on this case 24/7. I mean, that's all people are talking about. They will not talk about the Epstein files. They won't talk about every other missing person's case that's going on in America. I mean, this is the only thing that's getting an ounce of time. Everything else has ceased. Who would have ever thought that Nancy Guthrie's, Savannah's mother, would literally cause this country to have a halt with the media? Think about that. Wow.
His hand to block the camera. He doesn't know what he's doing. This guy's.
You guys remember when Michael Jordan's father was like murdered on the side of the road? You guys remember that? Yeah, that maybe lasted like a day or two.
An ass clown, right? But when he walks away, he has there's a familiarity to his gait that people should be aware of and watch. Brian, you're on it. Your reporting has been excellent. I'm following.
Now everybody has a gate. Everybody. Every time there's a surveillance video now, people have
On
gates.
you on TikTok like I was a teenager. You're doing a great job, and you're giving people what they need to know, and you're keeping them engaged. Thank you for doing that, and thank you for doing it for the right reasons. I now want to bring in Andrew Black, former special agent in charge, right? What they call a SAC in the FBI, big shot at the Tucson office, and retired FBI special agent Jennifer Coffindaffer, and co-host of America's Most. Appreciate you. Maybe of us believe we're at.
I've worked with the deputies in the Pima County Sheriff's Office. At the ground level, the agents and those officers have an excellent relationship. If there's any disconnect, it's at the command level. The agents and the personnel for the FBI who work these cases and those from the Pima.
Look at these people. They are throwing this sheriff under the bus. I mean, everybody's trying to blame this sheriff. They're already they already have their guy. They already have their guy that they're going to say the reason that this doesn't get solved, Sheriff Nanos.
County sheriffs, they're invested in these cases. Jen knows because she's worked these kidnappings also. You get invested, you pour your blood, your sweat into these cases, and you want more than anyone to get the victim home to their family. Nobody wants them back. Nobody wants Nancy back more than these officers on the ground.
Thank you.
I mean, or her. Wait. I was like, I can't wait for her. Look at, they just cut her. She doesn't get to say shit. They cut that other motherfucker. He doesn't get to say shit. But they left that little part in, you guys. This is why it's so important. Because there's a narrative. There is a narrative. Okay. Because what Jen wanted to say, she wants to know who's leaking information. Okay. But look at, they left this guy's part in there, which was to let everybody know, hey, everybody on the ground level, we have great relationships with everybody. It's at the command level. Okay. Like,
Andrew, it's good to have you on the show.
Like, look at
Jennifer, as always, I
this
appreciate.
is what you show. And then he just gets to say this little piece. And then, hey, that's what we want. That's the clip we want. Push it. Push it, baby. Push that. Pump that narrative.
Appreciate you. Anybody feel that I'm out of my depth
It's
when
crazy.
I say it is way too soon? Yeah, maybe the sheriff is messing with the FBI and they're having a power struggle. Fine. That's nothing new to any of us. But the idea that you look at this investigation and say, yeah, they screwed it up. Does anybody believe we're at that point?
No, I don't believe that at all. The sheriffs, I've worked with the deputies in the Pima County Sheriff's Office. At the ground level, the agents and those officers have an excellent relationship. If there's any disconnect, it's at the command level. The agents and the personnel for the FBI who work these cases and those from the Pima County Sheriffs, they're invested in these cases. Jen knows because she's worked these kidnappings also. You get invested, you pour your blood.
Look at, now he pulls her into it. Like, you want to know why? Because she was active over here on Twitter. Okay. Yes, I saw the woman that did the the sketch of the man. Okay. I've seen all of that. Please look up the Houston Chronicle Facebook page and Sheriff Ed Gonzalez. Yes, I saw that. So it's, I really want to read. I gotta read Jen's shit to you guys though, because I never get pumped about anything that she really says. But this kind of Coffindaffer, where are you? God, now I can't even find her shit. Oh, here she is. Okay, Nancy Guthrie. There is no doubt there is tension between the FBI and. When did she post this? She just posted this. Come on, Jen. Okay. Nancy Guthrie says, this is what Jen says. Nancy Guthrie. There is no doubt there is tension between the FBI and the Pima County Sheriff's Office concerning Nancy's investigation. But typically, these issues are at the higher levels. The boots on the ground LEOs usually get along well. Oh my God. Do you see this? Now she's taking this dude's words and making them her own words. This is puppeteer. This is unbelievable. The sheriff was under serious federal scrutiny for 5 years regarding misappropriation of funds. He was never charged, but there was no love lost. Now he's using other labs besides Quantico, the best of the best, to test a glove found inside the house and reportedly keeping the FBI at bay in terms of some evidence. I have seen this many a time. They better get it together. The sandlot is big enough for both. Now, let me tell you what she said right before this, if she didn't take it down. Jesus, Jen, you can be bought, can't you? Okay. She said, that was 12 minutes ago. Oh my God. She took it down. She fucking took it down. Oh, no, wait. Nope. I got it. I found it. Oh my God. No, she posts hella. Okay, I found it 4 hours ago. Okay, hold on. So this is what she says 4 hours ago. Nancy Guthrie. Who the hell are these law enforcement sources leaking about suspects? A glove, significant times of evidence, private investigators not hired. An FBI agent leaking information will cost them their job. I never knew anyone who would consider ratting out investigative findings. Why would any agent do that? Question mark. Why compromise a case? Question mark. For what? Question mark. Money? Question mark. FBI and LEOs generally don't make squat. That's not why they are public servants. Anyways, I am on my soapbox about this and this point. It is a reporter's job to get information. I get it. But for an LEO or FBI agent to rat out findings, appalling. So I was on the same page with her with this. I'm like, absolutely, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. This is appalling, right? This is absolutely appalling. And then literally, so this is what she thinks. Because like she's seeing it, right? And then literally she goes and has a little fucking powwow, a 4-panel powwow here with these people. And then she posts 12 minutes ago mimicking what this dude just freaking told her, basically like stuffed down her throat. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And then she posts this 34-second clip. Here you go. This is the sheriff.
Upset at the FBI? Absolutely. They should they get by with saying no comment. Who does that in today's world? Who does that? Yet they get by with that. And when this thing's all resolved and the case is all over, I challenge him. I challenge Mr. Black to stand up to that camera by himself and say, we have looked at this investigation and we have exonerated, completely find this investigation to be total BS, because that's what it is.
Okay. So
the FBI lawyer was kind of scanning these roads outside of Nancy Guthrie.
So that was from a couple years ago. He got into it with the FBI. They were investigating him, and he's like, they always hide behind no comment, blah blah blah. Lana, if they find the person who did it and then indict them, would there be a strong issue with a contaminated scene? I mean, I don't think there, I mean, finding her is really, really important. Okay. That's going to be your best chance at finding who did it, right? And being able to charge them, right? Because even if she's not with us anymore, maybe there's DNA, that's how the McStay case out in California, right? So I don't know. I think that they're crazy to come out here, people to come out here and say that the person that we're dealing with is a buffoon and that they're just so whatever. It's laughable. It's laughable to say that in your 12 days, say that to the family. I dare you to say that to the family. The person that you're dealing with is a buffoon. Because you know what that says about you? That you're worse. Oh god, now you're making me go over and try to find my ex. Little tweet. So they're all over the place though, and I just feel like it's narratives right now, and you have literally Brian Etten reading off something that I do, and so I don't. Woo. I just want to see them trying to put a microphone in people's faces as they're trying to walk in and out of the building. Like, let's see what these people will say to you. And guess what they're going to say? We have no, like, we're not talking about the investigation, right? We're not talking about the investigation. That's all you're going to hear. So guess why they're not showing you that? Because then the next clip that they want to show you is how they have a source in the investigation. Meanwhile, they just showed you 13, 15, 20 clips of people walking in saying, we're not talking. But then they want you to believe then when they say they talk to somebody off camera or their source, it doesn't look too good, does it? So that's why they're not doing that. Anyways, I had to bring out the news, though, that this whole glove. So now there was a glove in the house, just one. But the DNA is separate from the glove. Well, we don't know what's on the glove. You don't know. And I just find this hard to believe. So somebody decided to take off their glove in there. And why did they take off their glove? They have to hold it to pee or something? I mean, why are you taking off your glove? I just don't. It's pretty wild. So I'm just trying to think of the reasons that I would need to take off my glove that I know that I have on because I cannot have any of my DNA there, but I'm going to take off a glove. Think about that. But hey, we'll see. We'll see where this glove is. Why are criminals dropping everything these days, right? Yeah. They had to pick things up. Pick what up? You pick it up with the glove. What'd they have to pick up? I'm sorry, but you're not taking off your glove. Why are you taking off your gloves? Why didn't they send it to Othram? Send it out to Othram. Well, you do that after you get some STR profiles, then you got to upload them. You're going to upload these profiles to. Was it just one glove? I mean, how do we know that it wasn't Nancy's? What type of glove? I want to hear more about that. All right. We'll be back at it. You guys rock. I got to read 51 pages here because I am going to be covering the WSU lawsuit. This is lawsuit WSU fighting back against the parents of the Idaho 4. And they have some interesting comments, so we're going to talk about it. Join me back here tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday, and that means I'm going to hear from you guys. So I'm going to be dropping the link tomorrow. So if you want to speak on this case, tomorrow's the day to do it when I am live from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. If you have something you want to say and you're at work, use the restroom, hop on, let me know your thoughts. We'll see you guys. Thank you so